here with us to speak about the experiences she had as a child, speak about her evolution and how it is that she has come to accept what has happened to her and how it is that she will be moving forward with her life as an evolved woman. Tamika, welcome to my program.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you today?
I'm doing great by the grace of God.
Great, great. All right, Tamika, now your story became popular on TikTok and you have gained quite a following, I must say, and you have become kind of like a voice for persons who have wrestled with situations such as yours, and some, as I have pointed out earlier, have not accepted, some have accepted,
Yes.
but when I spoke with you, you told me that I said something to you that resonated with you, that you have accepted your truth and was now willing to live your truth.
Definitely.
Tell us a little about what happened to you.
Alright, so I want to start off by saying from the beginning, right? It's a long story, but from the beginning is about my mom, right? When I was growing up, I grew up seeing my mother used to come with my father home. That was in Ocharius, you call it Green Bay. That was where the bike path is right now. We used to live there. So I used to see this lady always come at the house. I see my stepmother always throw a big stone at her, and my auntie take like baby water and choke on her. But me used to do it too. You understand me? Me, my brother and sister used to stone my own mother. And I never know, so the lady was my mom.
Wow.
Right.
So it is a case where your father did not disclose who your mother was?
No, he did not tell me. Right.
Continue.
So when we moved from Orchards, Green Bay, we go to a place called Falkland, Bucksfield. So live there now, my stepmother used to have a shop. And I still see this black lady come there with a baby one day, and the lady grip on my hand and try to draw me from around my stepmom, right? At the time, I did not know the lady was my stepmom. I thought that's this lady was my mom. Again, we do the same procedure. Everybody come together, started to throw a big stone at her. Me do the same thing with cheer, my runner. Next, I come down to the time now when I come closer to 16 years old. Next, I see my mother come right at the fence side of the garden, call me. This is the time I figure out that this lady is my mother. She turned to me and she gave me $500 bill. She looked at me and she said to me, my name is Annie Campbell, otherwise known as Annie Davis, and I'm your mother. When I look upon her, it's like every feature, it back to mine. You understand? So I go back towards my stepmom. I call my stepmother, mommy, mommy, mommy. One lady come at the fence side and she said she named Annie Campbell, otherwise known as Annie Davis, and she said she is my mother. And that from that day, I can tell you my life changed. My whole life changed. The first thing my stepmother did is box me in my face. That was the beginning of my life.
Wow. Do you think though, had your mother been a part of your life, you would have been different today?
To be honest, I can't say. I can't say. You understand me? What happened, happened. What I think is, if my father did stand up more for me, my life would be much more better.
Okay, Annie, we do not want to carry you through that whole emotional roller coaster.
I get that.
I see you getting emotional already. Me, my entire team here is getting emotional. But in a synopsis, you went through the stages of being a preteen
Yes.
to a teen to a young adult being abused.
Yes.
When did you recognize that what you went through was wrong?
One time my daughter and I go through the same thing, not exactly the same, but something similar. And when she come home, she never come home, she run away from her father home from Portland to me. And she look at me and she reach into the house, she said, Mommy, we need to talk to you. Sit down talking to my daughter started to tell me her story. Same time I break down. And therefore that was when we started to come out and talk about what happened to me. You understand? And my daughter definitely influenced me to stand up for myself. because it took me a good while. It took me years on top of years. Stay in bed, cover my face, close the windows, don't want to talk to anybody. But to me, my daughter, show me the light through herself.
And when you were having these experiences, your family knew, the community knew. How did they respond to this?
Alright, for family, I can tell for family, they never believe me. I grew up as a little girl being the liar, the wicked pitney. You come like your mother. Every time you make up stories. When I cry out for help, nobody no believe me. So it's like the neighbors used to know. Sometimes the neighbors used to advise me for run away. You understand? So it's kind of so confusing because you have the neighbors that say, look a girl run away and see how they treat you. You understand? But I turn to my father because I feel in every way so my father is supposed to protect me.
Mm-hmm.
So going to my father, when I tell my father the first thing what happened to me, my father never believed. Because daddy ever go in a room, go talk with mommy and they go lock off in a one room and me tell them come out is a different thing. But when I tell my father about my cousin, that was the only time I get justice because my father hid this time and him catch him red-handed. So he was the only person my father confront, but he never really confront the rest, especially my brother.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm having to take a deep breath on, these topics. My brother, I do love my brother. My bigger brother did, I'm not telling you the truth. How it started between me and my brother is, me and my brother close, the bigger one, right, we talk about right now. It started one time he used to come through the window. When he come through the window, he used to just lie down beside me. Honestly, he used to take it as comfort. You understand? Next I remember a night now when he come in my room, he just come beside me, squeeze himself beside me like he hug up a person from behind. Let's him taking up a time and so me I say uncomfortable. Jaw when me look up panty, take him finger and insert it inside of me, whisper in my ears. Say to me say, me I test if you are still virgin. When he do something like that to me, honestly leave a big scar because my ex-wife is supposed to protect me as a bigger brother. Yes. You understand? And not even that, after I came to that the first night, the second night he come back, it can continue. The third night, it get more serious because I start by finger, moving from finger to, your penetration, you understand? And when him leave, between him leave another night, you have to find my uncle. You understand? Right? So that's how it ended up started.
Do you think each family member were aware that they were doing this to you?
And my uncle, I know for sure about my uncle because when my uncle come in my room one night, right, and he finished when my do towards me, I must sneak back out of the room and my stepmother catch him. When my stepmother catch him, I hear my stepmother say to him, say, oh, what you are doing here? Right? He turned to my stepmother and you can hear the conversation. And I know my stepmother said to him, say, don't make it happen again. That's the only thing we hear from him. I never hear my father come to me and talk to me, or I not hear nobody else with it from that night. It was a silence.
Wow. Now, Annie, we don't want to labor on that topic.
Yeah.
But you have evolved. I've seen a different version of you. I've been following your story.
Yeah.
I saw how depressed you were.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when I'm talking to you, you're like, I have accepted that this has happened to me.
Yes.
I am willing to share it with the world.
Yes.
I'm willing to tell my story that the younger generation can know. And at several points, you have pointed out that I do not want this happening to my children. You want your children to trust you,
Yes.
to be able to tell you that this is happening to me, or there are even signs that you can tackle it. And this is what I know a parent is all about.
Yes.
Now, as an adult, you have accepted this. Have you ever come across other persons who have similar stories as yours, but are very afraid to relate?
Yes. Recently, Miss talk about my story, and I guess you see how my story end up come up, right? So when we talk about my story recently, it did go viral, and I found a lot of young ladies, especially young ladies, started to coming out to me talking about what is happening presently right now with them. You have older ladies come and talk about their past, and believe you me, most of them will talk to me, especially the younger one, going through similar things what I go through. Yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but as a nation, how do you think we need to tackle situation? Because it cannot continue.
No.
It's now culturally accepted
Yeah.
to close your mouth whenever we recognize that family or friends or adults on a whole are exploiting young people.
Yes.
What do you think we need to do to tackle this situation?
Right. To be honest, how I would look at it, right? And they said we, a person would try to help, but what about the other person who don't want that help? You have to look at that part, right? So yes, okay, you can definitely want to help this lady, but this lady do not want the help or scared. You understand? So you can end up get the backlash,
Exactly.
right? So if you look
Because
at it
the
like that
informal
way,
culture is
yes,
very much alive
yes.
here in Jamaica. But say from an authoritative um, position,
Okay.
yes,
Most likely,
should we, say for instance, should we encourage our young ones to seek help from the authorities?
yes, speak out.
Report it to the police?
Yes, speak out.
Yeah.
Right? When you stand up for yourself and speak out and let your voice be heard, you understand me? That is where you can definitely get justice for what happened to you. Nowadays, we want to look at it this way. Technology is around.
Yes.
Mostly we look up in your phone nowadays. You understand what I say? Try in any way you can. You understand? To let somebody know what is going on with you. You understand? And that's the reason why we speak out so the younger generation can step forward. You understand me? And stand up for themselves.
Okay, great. All right, Annie, as we said, you have accepted your truth.
Definitely.
You feel better in your relationship with your spouse, with your children. You are unafraid. What is next for Annie?
All right. Right now it is a working process. Right? With the kids, we're good. But with my spouse, it is a working process because there's flashbacks. I have to deal with that. And I have to deal with even like the showers. Right? And I realize a lot of young ladies have the same symptoms that I have right now, panic attacks. I have to deal with it. Even being around you guys right now, you don't even know. I'm holding it. Right?
That's
But
why I
I'm
tell you you're a
working.
brave person.
I am
A very
working.
brave person.
Thank you.
And this is just the beginning of your evolution, and I know great things are going to be there for Annie. But Annie, I see you're doing something though. I am watching you on TikTok. I'm not going to stop, but you're my very first guest, and I will always be there and supportive in your corner. But we see I help people, Annie. You ball out for help, and now here you are saying, I was gifted this, but I'm going to help somebody who is less fortunate than me. How you do that?
It make my heart joyful. You understand me? To make somebody else smile. Someone take the time out to make me smile. You understand me? And spread the love towards me. I want to spread it towards another sister, and then she can smile too.
Great. Do you hope to continue with this though?
I want to continue. Yes.
Tell me the kind of help you need. This is your opportunity to tell the world that Annie, Tamika,
Yes.
the shy, reserved person, is coming out of her shell, coming into being, accepted who I am, and now I'm prepared to give some of myself to the world. Tell us what exactly it is that you have intended for the rest of your future.
Well, what I want to do is, right, truthfully, when me younger, me did always want to model, right? Me not get rid of that. I would never get rid of that. That was my dream. Me not shame on my body, self-confident, and I want to show the ladies in the world, so no matter you have the big stomach, or if you're not shape right, I want them to step out.
You're on the right program.
Right? And have that self-confident, love yourself.
Yes.
And the next thing, I want to help the less fortunate people who cannot help themselves. I would like to do that. I want to continue doing that.
How have you been managing to do it so far?
It's very hard. It's very hard because crying out for help out there, a lot of people may look at it certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? So it's very hard. But you have a saying in life where mama and papa say, one man cook a full basket.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I get a little help from there, a little help from here. You understand what I say? And it's taking its time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And apart from charity, did you have any other goals, education-wise, anything else that you are ready to pursue?
Alright, for me, right? I always say it, I didn't end up to have a good education,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I'm brilliant. You're surprised to know. But I love foods.
Yeah.
I am a foods type of person. I love the kitchen. I can create anything.
Great.
Right? So my future, like my business, I would want a restaurant, definitely. Looking forward to that restaurant.
I wish you all the best with that, and I know you're going to achieve your dream because under this shy demeanor,
Yeah.
I know there's a bold lady underneath.
Mm.
And we are so happy to meet you here.
Yeah.
And we're going to have another little session in which you will be speaking to our criminologist and psychologist,
Yeah.
Mona.
Okay.
You'll give a little tip off and then we will work it from there, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Love you, no?
Thank you for the.
You definitely